This is what I have to put up with for the day. It's alright guys, I'm just as bad. We're just as nuts as each other. Well guys, we are off to the National Equine Show, which I am a brand ambassador for. So we have to head to the box office to pick up my wristband. But yeah, this is the first year that this show is running. So it's very exciting. It's all new and exciting and cold apparently. We'll be alright once we get inside. But yeah, really excited. There's going to be loads of cool brands here today that I get to show you. Some you'll have seen before, some are new. So yeah, hopefully see some of you guys around too. So without further ado, let's roll that intro and get into the NEC. Free shuttle, if they'll let us.
Right, is anybody going to the what career show at the university?
Yeah.
Anybody going to the equine show?
Yay!
I thought you was going to say nay. Right, in that case, we've only got one stop then, and that's the same stop where you will need to get your bus back when you have finished your visit.
Bling socks. Yeah, oh my god, they're so cool. Oh my god, look when you've got the light on them as well. Dun, 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 dun. Gemma, look at the pretty saddle pad. But I got rid of 7. Surely I can get 1 today. Which way do I go? That was rubbish. That was rubbish. Oh, we both got a hat. We both got a hat. Thank you.
How do you do this?
Look who I found. How's it going? You enjoying it?
Yeah, I was scared to be here, but I'm here now and I survived the plane, so...
Did you come on your own? On the plane and everything?
I'm here for 4 days fending for myself as a child.
Oh my god. As a child.
Yeah.
You're doing well though.
Thank you.
I'm loving all your new social stuff as well, all your marketing stuff.
Yeah, I have started, I'm a CEO. I have another business coming too, but I'm not allowed to tell you about that yet. So.
You heard nothing.
Yeah, you did.
Well, you heard it here first. Do you want to plug your socials?
Yeah, I'm the Fell Pony everywhere and Katie Trotter everywhere else.
There you go.
That's where you'll find me.
And if you need help with your socials, guys, this is the place to go.
Yeah, I'm your gal.
I have found some of the brand ambassadors and we are currently waiting. Someone's very excited to meet Ben Atkinson. Hi guys. We'll have to put some handles in down below. Oh, hello. Excited. Yes, in the middle. We're just admiring the hairy muff on top of the Oh, brilliant, brilliant. Thank you. I wanted to show everyone my new car. Do you mind being on my vlog?
No, that's fine.
Yeah. Are you all coming? Are we all coming in together?
Yeah, we're all going together.
I think we're winning badminton and Burnley has been the top of everything, really. Yeah.
I was cheering you on at Burnley from the crowd. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, I was watching.
Yeah, it was brilliant, and on a very, very special little mare, and to win them both. I think you know, badminton grow up, don't you?
Yeah.
Wanting to compete there, that those are the events that say, I really want to get there, and it's so hard to do well, so hard to get there, so hard to do well, and it's, you know, near on impossible actually getting it done. So to do it on Tilly Bean was amazing, and I'll never forget it.
Oh, brilliant. How would you compare the two courses, like badminton?
Is there a more complex one?
Yeah, Burley is tougher because the terrain is very up and down. It's very rolling country, and you need a really, really fast, galloping, blood, gritty, you know.
Like the training,
Yes. Yeah, training, it takes a lot to get there.
I suppose you've got to have a horse that has the heart to want to do it as well.
Yeah, definitely. But no, they're both enormous. They're both scary.
But you've done them both.
Did I do it again? Yeah. What, win or go there?
Well, hopefully we're going for the win, guys.
Something I've done.
Oh no, definitely not. I love if I've got the right. I mean, at the end of the day, my horses take me places. I feel like yes, I've done it, but at the same time, I'd love to do it again. If I had the right horse that I really enjoyed and had a great partnership with, and it really enjoyed it, and then we could go places together, then it would be really cool to get back there. And obviously, amazing to ever could or would try to win it again.
But I bet just going round there is like a fairy tale moment kind of thing.
Yeah. Once you finish, then it's great fun.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
Yeah.
There's me going round Bedford Forest, terrified for my life on my cob, and you go around these big events. But yeah. Oh, perfect. Thank you very much.
That's okay. No worries.
Thank you. Take care. You too.
Close to the edge now.
Hi guys, so I'm here with Bea and we're going to talk a little bit about the importance of saddle fit. As you guys know, I've been quite open and honest on the vlogs about my issues with saddle fit, and I've come to the realization of just how important it really is and how much it can affect not only the horse but our way of riding as well. So would you like to talk a little bit more about that?
Yeah, absolutely. So for everybody at home, I'm a qualified saddle fitter and have been for 20-something years, so hopefully I know my trade.
Yeah.
But really today, on our Fit for Welfare stand is all about getting the message out there that regular saddle checks are really important.
Yeah.
And the ethos of the society is certainly every 6 months, but with horses that are young or coming through rehab, or maybe even getting a little bit older or prone to changes in weight.
Good doers like mine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That you might need those sooner, and sometimes it's every 2 to 4 months, so it's really, really important. And sometimes we have to be open-minded that the saddle that we started with at the end of the growth phase isn't always going to be the saddle that suits.
Yeah.
So then we have to change. So it's a little bit, if you draw the analogy, you can't expect someone to run a marathon in ill-fitting shoes.
Yeah.
You can't expect someone to ride a horse in an ill-fitting saddle or do it well.
Yeah.
So,
or for the horse to carry you correctly in an ill-fit saddle.
yeah, saddle balance, clearance, there's so much involved. And what we've done today, we've put together a series of webinars for horse owners. I'll do a little shout out for that.
Yeah.
So this is know-how for our horse owners, what to look for in bridle fit and saddle fit. So bridle fit is just as important as saddle fit, because that can affect the whole way of going.
Well, they've got so many nerves in their face, haven't
Exactly.
they?
So what goes on up here can affect the hind legs as well.
Yeah.
So these webinars have launched for the end of March and one in April, and we're going to talk to our experts, one of whom is over there, and she is the bridle fitter, that's Catherine Baker, and we've got Steph, who's not here just yet, who's going to talk saddles. And this is, really good information for horse owners and when to call your expert.
Brilliant. Thank you for your time today.
No problem.
And so, what's your name again?
So Catherine Baker. I'm a master saddler master bridle maker, qualified saddle fitter and qualified bridle fitter. I think people are becoming more and more, or they're realising more and more that bridle fitting is as important, if not, dare I say it, more important than saddle fitting. And that's primarily because of the structural connections that there are between the horse's head and the rest of the body. I think what a lot of people fail to realise is actually that there is a bone that is embedded into the tongue, the hyoid apparatus is embedded into the tongue, and then that connects to, we've got Mr. Hasty over here, that connects to the TMJ, which is effectively the jaw joint. But you've also got muscular connections that come off the back of the hyoid to the scapula and the sternum, and then you've got the muscular chain through the rest of the horse's body. So any pressure in the head can have a direct impact on the rest of the horse's body and how he uses himself.
So I've noticed that you're working away there. What are you working on at the moment?
So at the moment I'm making a bespoke bridle, snaffle bridle. So this bridle was ordered by the client. They rung me up and they said, oh, you know, I'd like a bridle for my horse. And we went out, we tried a couple of bridles on, and I have a fitting kit. We went out, we tried a couple of bridles on and found the best shape for that horse, and then took various measurements, and I've come back, prepped everything in my workshop, so you've got all the bits prepped here ready to be stitched and put together. And I'm sat here today at the National Equine Show, and I am stitching away this client's bridle, which will be delivered next week, hopefully, when I get back.
That's a really impressive craft, to be fair. Just watching you, it's so fascinating. It looks quite fiddly to do.
It is, and but it's very, you get a great amount of job satisfaction from it as well.
Yeah.
So I always say to people, we start off with half a cow, because you start off with a hide of leather, which is probably about the length of the table.
Yeah.
And then you cut it into strips, and you cut your shapes. You edge it using edge tools here.
Yeah.
So you take the sharp edges off the leather so it's rounded, so it's more comfortable against the side of the horse's face. You stain it, which seals the edges, so the black edge stain here. And that seals the edges, it kind of waterproofs the leather but also smooths it down as well. Then you use a creasing iron like that, and let me give you a demo of that if I can. So your creasing iron, we usually use hot, if I go that way, is that better? And that makes the crease down the edge of the leather there that you have on all your bridle work. It finishes it off nicely.
Yeah.
And then you use your prick marker there, and that makes your stitch marks. And then we use our needles and our awl and we start stitching.
Cool.
So all of the bridles made by our members, the SMS members that are bridle makers or saddlers, are generally all handmade from start to finish. Everything's completely done by hand, no machines.
That's amazing.
So each stitch that we do, when we hand stitch an item, we use 2 needles on a bit of thread. If I just flip around that way a little bit for you, look.
Yeah.
We use 2 needles on a bit of thread. You make the hole with your awl. Your left needle comes through. You put your right needle through, and then you wrap the thread around the needle.
Okay.
So effectively what we're doing is we're creating a half knot with every stitch that we make. So I'll do that again. So left needle through, right needle through, thread over and pull it tight.
Cool.
And this means that if you were to cut one of the stitches, if one of the stitches were to break, the rest of the stitches would stay intact, they would stay done
brilliant.
up, which is really important obviously when you're using it on a bridle or a saddle on a horse or a girth, because you don't want that to break.
Yeah.
Unlike machine stitched, if it was machine stitched, we all know that if you cut one stitch, you can then just pull it and it unravels and the whole lot comes undone.
Yeah.
So that's why a hand stitched item is much better and much safer for equestrian equipment.
Guys, look at this cute little jacket. Aww. I'm gonna have to get it for Hazel, it's too cute. Hi guys, I'm here with Romilly. Do you want to talk a little bit about your account?
Yeah, so I'm a para rider, I'm partially sighted and from spina bifida. I've got a gorgeous 15 two-hand Irish cob called Toddy who's rising 11. We're going to be doing our first RDA regional competition in a matter of weeks.
That's exciting.
Yeah, and I've been following Ray for so many years, and she's such an inspiration to me as a rider because I really struggle with confidence, and you're just so inspirational to me because of who you are and what you do and what you're doing to our community. Like, I'm trying to promote disability awareness and things like that, and Ray's trying to promote other things, and I feel like we're making a real good team. We both got
Cogs can clan.
Yeah. I have so much admiration for you because you're so incredible, and I don't know how you manage Hazel, social media work, and pets, and with the part loan as well.
It is a juggle.
Yeah.
It's all fun and games, guys. It's
Yeah, it's all fun and games, yeah.
Hazel went to bed at 1 a.m. last
Oh my
night.
god.
So
I mean, I got like, I think I fell asleep about 11 and I woke up at 3:30 in excitement, so I got like 4 hours sleep. Yeah.
Brilliant. Well, it's so lovely to finally meet you, and thank you
Honestly,
for all
we've
the
been messaging
support.
loads. Yeah, honestly.
No, I
And
really appreciate it.
And every time that you have confidence knock, I'm thinking, come on mate, you can believe in yourself. You can do this, girl.
You're gonna laugh at the next vlog because I'm like literally crapping my pants the whole way around Thetford Forest.
Oh my gosh. Oh my god. You guys I'll get ready to tag my Insta. It's warrior_rider_Ron. I post about my disability, about my horse, my lessons. I post a bit about my auntie's horse and brands I use.
Yeah, so I'll link that down below. Be sure to go and follow.
Because we might hit 100 soon. Hopefully.
Get it to 100, guys. Got some familiar faces, guys. Do we recognize this one? It's Peps. Can you actually do a rainbow one, or is that just for display? That is amazing. Making yourself at home, Gemma.
Oh yes.
Here.
Bum. I'll give him a bum.
Yeah. It doesn't really show it anywhere except the bottom of her legs.
So you want to be in the vlog?
Hi.
The long drive yesterday made them so tired.
Oh.
All the way from Scotland.
No,
so
you stay over there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It's a long drive.
like 7 hours.
My goodness.
I know.
And then this baby over here, and she's
Geek girl.
so she's a big.
Goodness me, guys, what a busy day of like catching up with everyone and meeting new people. It's very tiring, isn't it, Gemma? Like, it's great, obviously, but networking is tiring. Anyway, we've stopped for a coffee because I feel like I need caffeine. And we're in the VIP lounge, which I'm gonna do a little spin to show you. So I'm sat on like a vintage chair. It's really cool. Hang on, let me give you a little twirl. Hi, Gemma. Got some other BAs over there. But yeah, how cool is this? We've just seen the cutest little ponies, which I'm gonna go back and see them in a minute and tell you more about them, but they're so cute.
How are you today? These are our minis.
Hi, Daisy.
Apollo,
Hi,
who's an American miniature over here. And this is Phoebe.
There's 5 in the mini hoop guy.
but the whole team is made up of 16 horses. So we have another Shetland that's just joined us, so we'll have 6 in the hoof gang. And
you guys
a bigger Shetland again, we're going up the steps of stairs. And then we've got my business partner Jennifer's 2 horses, Gwen and Jem. They are Eden. Gwen and Jem are section A's, thank you. And Jem's been like at all the horse shows and stuff, and she's amazing. So she does pony rides.
We go into schools and we go into care facilities and nursing facilities. We do a lot of one-on-one with
adults and PTSD.
Kids who have autism and
well, this is a mini world that everybody just can't wait to see.
Well, we're from Sterling, Scotland.
So I'm here with Lunar Eclipse. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you do?
So I'm Shireen and I'm one of the co-founders of Lunar Eclipse, and we have a mixture of therapy ponies that work with children with additional support needs, PTSD adults, professionals, IP workers, and anybody that just wants to have a pony cuddle. But also working with dementia patients to help lift a memory. It doesn't always work, but sometimes it does. And it's the most rewarding work you can possibly get.
Yeah, I bet. And you guys have come all the way down from Scotland today as well.
Yes, we are. We live in central Scotland. I live in Stirling. My business partner lives just outside of Lithgow, and the horses reside on her yard.
Wow.
So the hoof gang live within.
Oh,
a lot of people that want to come and see them.
Yeah, I
and
bet.
they make so much difference to so many people.
So do you want to tell us a little bit about each of the ponies you brought with you today?
Okay, so this is Apollo. He's a full American miniature. Hi. And he is just turned 2. Hello. And yeah, he's really good. You can see my bum. You can see my bum. And this is Apollo. And he does lots of work. He loves working with the nursing homes. He likes at schools. He's a totally party. He's everything. He also thinks he's the coolest dude. And yeah, he loves himself.
Coolest dude with that mohawk.
Yeah, he does. He's like a big dog. His mane's growing in, his fuzzy baby mane and stuff.
You forget like just how strong they are, even though they're smaller. You just like,
but you know, she's a Philip.
And this is what she does. He does that. We've also got bubbles because obviously living in Scotland, we've got the national animal living in Scotland, so we have a little family of baby unicorns. We have a mother and son, but only if you believe hard enough that you'll see their horns. And we've got 2 Shetlands. We've got an abused Shetland and we have another Shetland. All the horses have a little story that's come from behind what they are. We bought them all, but a lot of them
they're not much bigger
or something
than
behind them, and that makes them even more special.
And they're actually
lovely, and especially because they're helping other people now as well.
Yeah, they would not believe how a horse is
especially when you get them at a young age.
But
and they love their people in a way like they'll do anything
they want to go
and they bond.
too embarrassed or too scared. The ponies make a difference. They connect them. They can go out with a group, and you know what, they feel like they have somebody to not only walk with, but also just to go out and meet someone of like-minded people. So we're going to launch Walk with the Ponies. So we're going to bring that out as well, so we can do that with them. It just makes it like more of a difference.
And so when you talk about all the training,
so who's little madam over here? Daisy is 11 months old, miniature Falabella.
So training them for things
she
like this is really
has a query if does she have potentially an extra chromosome?
Yeah, and
she's
and
also got
actually a bit more
dwarfism
than
in the
that
legs.
because I mean she's
so
only
she
11
wasn't
months,
in the best health when we
so
got her. She was properly poorly.
She
but
won't because
another
she has
breeder
dwarfism.
of these horses, he really helped me. And taught me so
so
much in a few weeks.
A lot of
and she had 5 weeks stable care, an entire army of volunteers within the team that looked after her. And she's like
really
21 inches of sassiness, but she loves her job in schools and nursing homes. We've slackened it off because it was too tight, but when it's
a lot of people you can't
get anything to fit her.
No, I was going to say it was really difficult.
2'3" rugs. And this is Weaver, so it's an American company that made it. But I can't now find it. Like the smallest one, I brought it home from Florida and now I can't find it anywhere. I know.
You
are sassy, aren't you? Yeah, I'm tired.
Oh, you're tired.
I've been on show all day.
Because
but yeah, 21 inches off, like amazingness. But she's super.
She's super cool.
She loves her work. If I told you we took her to a nursing home for the first time, and when we took her out, she fell off sleep in the lap of a lady who was 103 that told her all about her life as a midwife, and she fell asleep in her lap.
Just so.
that just melts your heart, doesn't it?
It
That's
does.
so cute.
And it's the excitement that when they do go into the nursing homes, the difference they make.
Yeah.
But kids' faces, adults' faces, when people see
I do believe so. Well, even today, every time someone's come past you, they're just going, oh my god!
I know.
You know, that's so
We've walked a corridor, you know, the walkways, everything. I'm going around going, I'm sorry. I know there's other vendors. But these guys have just stealed the show.
It's been a long day for them.
Do you want to show them the rug? Yeah.
Oh,
You need to see the rug. So we had to do a lot of adaptations to try and get one to fit her. I don't know whose one that is. So
That's Daisy's.
that's Daisy. So this is her little rug.
That's so cute.
And she's got the lunar reflector and stuff like that.
Very smart. And it matches your head colour.
It does.
It does,
We
yeah.
love matchy on my channel.
Yeah, we do matchy too.
Oh, amazing.
And I've got a whole team of volunteers that are also seriously matchy. One thing that we never talked about when we were doing the interview was what this badge actually means to so many people, and I never realised when Jen and I set the company up what this badge meant to everybody. And all the volunteers, the first thing they ask is, can we get a top, can we get a logo, can we get this on?
How are you?
And they've all got it now. They all get a top when they start. And the girls have gradually got other bits and pieces. Eden's jacket's just been done.
Oh,
She's just
wow.
Oh yeah, it's been a long day. We're done.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah, so we've got that, but we're hoping that we can add some more logos and stuff to it like that.
And if you want to follow more of the Hoof Gang adventures, then click the link down below. I'll leave a little handle down there so you can go and check out their Instagram.
That's really cool. Thank you
No
so
worries.
much.
Thank you for letting us
Amazing.
in here. This is amazing.
Yeah, you're very, very welcome.
Thank you. Lovely
so
to
much.
meet you all.
Yeah, take care.
You can feel the excitement here at beautiful Santa Anita Park. Let's get the call to the biggest race of the year, the Breeders' Cup VR Stakes.
They're off. Benedict Canyon is the first one out, looking for revenge, has some early speed, as does my heart. Easy 4 years. Two lengths off the battle up top. Then it's Lady Noguez and Ray, followed by Wellsworth and one arrow with 6 lengths.
Dylan.
Past the half pole
Okay, I'll let
with a
Dylan win,
half-length
that's
lead on,
fine.
looking for revenge.
Go on, Dylan.
Go,
Oh, I'm coming on the outside.
Side of that Easy 4 years is next. Wellsworth on the outside, and Lady Noguez in between those two. One arrow has about 5 lengths to make up.
I bet we're all leaving, aren't we? Because we're going around the corner. I'm not sure how good this video is.
Resting a narrow advantage over my Harbor's Dream, who fights on under Eagle
Oh,
City.
coming on the outside.
Very wide mid. Lady Noguez looking for racing room. Easy 4 years drops out there a furlong from the finish. And my Harbor's Dream gets the lead. On the outside, here's Lady Noguez. And a big late run from one out of the center of the court. Wellsworth with a chance to driving to it. And Lady Noguez.
You won't find those.
Followed for third between Wellsworth and my Harbor's Dream.
Oh dear. I just patted the pony.
Got Dylan takeover. And then can we turn it so we can see him?
Yeah, you can turn it to see everyone. Hi. You're taking over now. You're going to be taking my job. It's cool, isn't it? Hello.
I'm vlogging. I'm gonna go vlog. I'm vlogging. She said I was allowed to.
He'll have it lined up.
Is that on you?
Yeah. Hello.
Oh, caught in the act.
It's scanning my eye to see if I'm an actual real person.
Making sure that you're in focus.
You're making sure I'm a real person.
Are you a real person?
Yes, I'm not a robot. This should go on YouTube. We should do. I want to do this on YouTube.
You want to do YouTube?
Yes.
You should.
Camera, make sure Dylan, real person.
my vlog. I'm out of a job, guys. You're vlogging again. Let me post that one first.
Now you remember it's me!
How many teeth have you got? I have to get the vlog to count your teeth. What do you think, guys? How many are in there? Good morning, guys. It is day 2 of the National Equine Show. Sorry if I look a bit bedraggled. I'm still quite tired. The coffee in the hotel was not great, so I need a coffee. But we're heading down to the event now for all the fun and games of day 2. The one thing I really want to see is there's going to be a grooming talk with Marta from Exclusive and Alan Davis, which, yeah, legends. So, and I really want to meet Marta because she's been so lovely for me, like really supportive, and yeah, I'm like part of the Exclusive family, so it'd be so lovely to meet her. So let's go. Tesla City, Tesla City. What is with all the Teslas?
Alan Davies and Marta Cadonza, lovely to have you here. Both grooms, semi-retired grooms, have been a groom before. I want to start, Marta, with you. How did horses come about for you? How did horses come into your life?
So the horses came in my life really from friends that already had horses, and very quickly I started loving the grooming side of the horses, taking care of them, marking out, and that's how it all started, just seeing the end result, the shining horse.
Alan, same question. Was it the love of horses? Did you grow up with horses? How did that start for you?
My parents wanted to get me out of the house. My brother was very sporty, and I had no interest in sport at all. So they wanted to get me out of the house and get me outside. So we had friends that had ponies, so I used to spend most of my holidays helping out with the ponies, and then it sort of snowballed from there. I started working in the local hunt yard. The girls from the local hunt yard my parents had a shop, a post office and general stores, and they used to come into the shop. So my parents said, can you take this one with you and get him working? And that's how it all started. I've never looked back.
And you're now most known probably for being groomed to Carl Hester and Charlotte Desjardins. I think we all want to know every piece of information about them, but what's that experience been like for you to be at such a top yard and watching them succeed?
Well, it's been amazing. Obviously 12 years of being at all the top shows and seeing the horses come on. I've known Carl for a long time, started working with horses when I left school. And I got the travel bug and I thought, well, it's a bit of a no-brainer. Some friends of mine were working with show jumpers, so I thought, well, I could work with horses, I can learn, I can travel and stuff. So I did a lot of traveling when I was younger, in my 20s, and I started flying horses when I was about 25. I worked in America, and little did I know at that time, all that knowledge that I was gleaning, all that experience was then going to help me later on in life when I ended up looking after the most famous dressage horse in the world. And it all happened by chance. I'd known Carl for ages, and he'd asked me a couple of times to go and work for him, and then in 2010 he asked me if I could help out like 2 up-and-coming Grand Prix horses, which he thought were going to be pretty special, and would I come and help manage them and travel them and look after them. And that turned out that was Allegro and Utopia. And
not too bad.
Not too bad. And like I said, the rest is history. It's been incredible whirlwind of 12 years. Not only with Allegro and Utopia, it's been amazing to see all the other horses come on. Horses like Freestyle, I remember taking her to the Nationals to do elementary and medium, and then a couple of years later she was going to the World Championships. I was flying her across the world and she was winning medals. You know, to see them do that is just quite unbelievable.
It must be such a proud moment. Marta, the pressure though of having horses like that and people's very special and precious horses, as a groom, how did you find that working with horses like that? Did you have to take the pressure off you and just see them as all normal horses and equal horses, or did you have a special place in your heart for some of them?
I think each and every horse has individual needs, and they are individual person, and you need to treat them as one. I do have one that did have a special place in my heart. Saying that, there was also one that really started the idea of the packs of the brushes, because he was always dusty. It was a chestnut gelding, loving rolling in hay and straw, and to get that dust out of him, it was just a task that it was so hard. And this is where really the brushes started, and the packs of brushes that we are selling now. But the other one was a gelding as well, and I started grooming for him when he came to us when he was 4 years old, and I took him for his whole career, so that was very special.
Let's talk about these brushes, because for people who don't know, they're called Inclusive, and tell us a little bit more about them, because it's a very clever concept.
So how it started from the idea that each brush has a specific job. I've noticed that some brushes work better on some coats colors, some brushes work for underneath the coat, some better for the outside coat, and that's really how it started. I started developing them by using them and trialing them, and then putting them together as packs for specific colors of horses. So we have packs for grey and colored horses, we have packs for bay, dark bays and blacks, and then we have packs for chestnut horses. And then we met up with Alan, who used all the brushes when he went to Rio, which for me was a very proud moment. And then we met, and Alan developed his own pack of brushes which work on any coat, which is much easier for very busy people like him that don't want to think which brush to use at a specific time.
Yeah, Alan, for you, you might be taking 6 horses somewhere with 6 different colour coats.
Yeah.
Very tricky with that, but how did you develop your range?
Well, Marta approached me. She saw me do a video of quarter marks, and I was using one of her brushes. And she contacted me and said, that's my brush. And I said, it's a good brush, I like it. And then we started talking, and she sent me the packs and everything, and I thought, oh, here we go, there's some crazy brush lady, what are we going to do here? And I did try them, and they do work. Then I had to be a bit more humble and say, actually, yes, you're right, it does work, and let's give it a go. But then I was like, what am I going to do if I've got 6 horses on a truck going to a show, I can't have 6 different packs of brushes. And Mark was like, that's no problem, we're going to develop your own pack. So I used them all. She came one day to the track and I had like about 200 brushes, and I was like, oh, this is mind-blowing. What do I do? So we picked them out and I started using them all, and then I got all my favourite ones together and we developed my own pack. We launched at Olympia a few years ago, and I panicked the week before. Thinking, it's not going to work, no one's going to want them, it's going to be awful, it's going to be terrible. No one's going to believe me that these brushes work. But Marta stuck with it, and she's been very loyal, and she's been really behind it, and she's so passionate about the grooming and the brushes. It sort of brought back into fashion the whole ethos of the grooming and getting in some elbow grease and using the brushes and not just washing horses and everything. So I got my own major pack, and then there's a smaller pack, and now I'm developing one for the ponies, which go along with my mountain and moorland ponies and show ponies. I've got my hobby. It's quite time consuming, but yeah, no, I love it. I absolutely love it. Because for years I was going to shows all over the world, and I'd buy a brush all over them. Every show I went to, I would buy a brush, and now I've got the ones that I want, and I use them, and I will only endorse things that I do actually use.
I was going to say that to you. You actually, it's not like Marta had approached you first. You were just using the brushes as they were anyway, and she approached you, and I think that's really important. As a groom, a top groom, getting a horse ready for a show, can you talk us through that process? We only ever see the end product of this beautiful, stunning horse. How do you get, let's use Vallegro as an example. How did you get Vallegro ready for a big Grand Prix?
Well, it was just an ongoing thing. The preparations would start, say the Olympics or something, the preparations would start months before, even the year before. It's an ongoing thing. I was with him every day. You have to make sure, the feeding's right, the fitness is right, the grooming is right. It was not just that last day of, platting and grooming and making him shine and doing the quarter marks. It was a whole major range of management going on. For the last 12 years, we've had to plan, Carl Charlotte and I have had to plan each year. They've been expected to be on the team for a championship to win medals. So we've had to plan back, and we've had to make sure we get them to peak at the right time each year to try and be at the top of their game. Like last year was incredible because we didn't have much time to get Imitech ready because of COVID and everything. He was missing out on a few shows and things. He only had 2 or 3 competitions to get ready, and then I had to take him to the World Championships. And so you have to really get to know that horse, and I had to spend a lot of time with him and find out his likes and dislikes and things like that. And although he was a bit of a bad boy to start with. He was the naughty boy of the school to start when he was young. He got quite a few people off, and he was quite difficult to break. But he started to turn around as he got older, and he was actually quite a nervous chap because he was lacking in experience travelling. He actually used to get a little bit nervous. I used to have to coax him and hand walk him along and graze and stuff like that when we got to shows. And so you have to get to know the horses. And Vallegro and I travelled. They worked out when he retired that we'd travelled 75,000 kilometres together, which is 1.5 times around the world. And we've been in trucks and boats and planes and goodness knows what forms of transport we've had together. And it would just been him and me a lot of the time. I would meet Carl and Charlotte there, so I would have to travel him out to the competition and really get to know the horses really well and what they like and what they don't like. And I was so lucky with Vallegro. He's such a generous, kind-hearted horse, and he followed me to the end of the earth and did it willingly, so it was just amazing.
You were saying before we came on though that he's a little cross at you at the moment. There's a bit of a grump because you are not at the yard as much.
Well, ever since he retired, he does get a little bit grumpy if I go away with the other horses, and then I haven't been at the yard as much. I do keep going back to check in, but I sort of semi-retired in December and sort of stepped away a little bit from everyday life at the yard. He does have a really good way of making me feel really guilty, and he gives you that sideways look. Utopia's a lot different. He was really jolly and really happy. He actually whinnied at me the other day. I walked in and they were both in their stable and I called them, and he Utopia put his head out and whinnied at me, whereas Bluey sort of slowly came to the door and said, if you've got some treats, I might forgive you. So they're real characters, yeah.
You look after the horses, but Marta, I can imagine that you also have to look after the riders because you're their right-hand person. And how much advice do you find when you were a groom that you were giving to the riders before they went into competition?
I think the grooms know a lot about the horses, how they are feeling on the day, so I think we can help them by telling them what to look for, if they are spooky on a day, if they are nervous themselves, they need an extra pat when they get on. But I feel like grooms can really sense a lot of those things and hopefully manage it before the rider gets on, so the rider just has the enjoyable ride.
And it's a bit like the horses. You know, the horses all have different characters, so the riders do too. You know, Charlotte doesn't really suffer from nerves, and then
Is she not at all?
No,
before a massive Grand Prix?
No, definitely not. The more pressure, the better. Whereas Carl is much more sensitive, and you have to manage them both completely differently at a show. And Charlotte doesn't like any fuss or bother. She likes to know that I'm going to have the horse ready exactly how she wants it. So she can just come, get on, she says, thank you very much, and off she goes. Whereas Carl is a bit more fussy and likes to come and hang about and check things and change things and gets a bit princessy and you know, it's fine, you can do that. So you just have to manage them all individually. It's like the horses too, you know. There's quite a big management job as well. And I did an interview a few months ago, and I sat down and thought about it, and I thought about my job, and it is, you know, managing a lot of expectations too at that level. You've got to manage the riders, the horses, the owners, the sponsors, the team, and you know, and with a horse as famous as Allegro, we were managing the expectations of the world, watching every move that horse made. And
do you get nervous?
Oh, totally, yeah. I used to wear dark glasses all the time to stop anyone seeing me crying. And the year he did the World Cup in Lyon, we just changed his music from the London music with the Big Ben and everything. Yeah, we changed that. We sort of done that. And so it was when he first had his How to Train Your Dragon music. He was doing it for the first time. We practiced it. He was going to Lyon to do the World Cup finals. It was sort of March, April time, and we practiced it once with the CD blasting out of the back of my car in the outdoor arena in the pouring rain at home, and then I had to drive him 2 days down to Lyon, and he had to do the test there for the first time with the whole world watching him, and it was the most beautiful test. If you see it on YouTube, it's unbelievable, and he's foot perfect. His footfall is on the music, on the beat of the music, and then at the end of the test he does this amazing piaffe pirouette, and he finished, he dropped the reins, and he just like looked and said, is that alright? And I saw him and I ran, and I was crying, I was sobbing, and I had to run because I could see all the cameras turning towards the glass. I stood next to him, I was like, I can't have this on camera, and I legged it out of the arena because he used to do it to me every time.
I can see you getting emotional now about it because it is so special. The pride that you look after them every day, you're mucking them out. Of course, Charlotte and Carl and anyone is doing a lot with their horses too, but there's something really special about working alongside them. Marta, do you find that? Do you find the pride in watching one of the horses you look after go and win?
Yeah, it's an amazing feeling, but I think like the most emotional time was when I watched you when Allegro was retiring. But it was when you took out your packs out for the first time.
Yeah.
And I was standing, it was the first night, and I was standing and watching him, and I could just feel his every heartbeat. It was so hard to watch.
I think we ordered with a horse like Allegro because none of us knew Allegro, but we felt like we did, and I was there at Olympia when he retired, and it was just so emotional. But I can't remember, I think it was Carl that said he's not going anywhere though. He's still on our yard, he's still going to be there. How well do you sleep? A, leading up to it, but B, at the end of one of these competitions?
Usually on the plane out, I usually get some sleep. Because Rio, I had to drive the horses out to Liège, we flew from Liège. and we were flying early on the Tuesday morning, and they wanted me there on the Monday, and I thought, well, driving out there on the Monday is not a good idea, so I was going to go on the Sunday. And I got stuck in traffic on the M25, and I'm sat in the truck on my own with the leg round nip tuck in the back of the truck at a standstill on the M25, and I was like, you don't need to move, because I've got half the British team on this lorry, and if I don't get there, we're in deep trouble. So, yeah, it wasn't until I got on the plane that was when I got to get some sleep. Yeah,
I couldn't imagine it. I want to throw it out to the audience, so have a think of some questions to ask these two. But before I do, Marta, what skills do you need to have as a groom? Do you need to be qualified? Can anyone start being a groom?
I think anybody can start to be a groom, but I think for sure you need resilience, and you need to will to work and hard work, because it's not a 9-to-5 job, especially if something wrong is going on. Yeah, I think resilience is the key point here.
And that passion, I always had it. When I first started working with horses, when I was still at school, I just had this, I remember this head girl I used to work for. She was like so tough, and you couldn't do the slightest thing wrong. You had to go back and do it, and stuff like that. I think she was determined to put me off working with horses, and she just couldn't put me off. I just had this innate passion and wanting to learn and wanting to take care of, and you've got to have that, and I've still got that now. Like I love talking to Jackie Potts, who works with Willie Fox, finding out how they look after legs, and how they take care of them after cross country, and that sort of thing.
Always learning.
Yeah, that stuff fascinates me.
Right, I'm going to throw out to the audience. Who has a question? Don't be shy. Yes, right in front.
What are your top tips for grooming greys?
Get the grey packer brushes. They do actually work. They're actually made of natural horsehair, and they do work. It's a tricky one. They're all different though. I mean, Florentina, Charlotte's grey horse, I'm so lucky with her because she's actually really quite clean and she doesn't lie in an image dropping. So, but I do have to wash her with the blue shampoo and then use a spot wash on her in the winter. I try not to wash her too much in the winter. I try and use the grey brushes on her.
I have a Lusitano stallion who is white. So I would say it's a routine. If every day you groom them for 5-10 minutes, as much time or as little as you have, it really brings the natural oils to the coat, and it helps them to protect their own coat from all the stains and everything. So I would really recommend just grooming every day. Even if you just have a couple of minutes, it really makes a difference.
What do you love and hate about your career?
I hate being asked that question. And I hate being asked what's the highlights of my career, because there's been so many. Literally loved the last few years watching, the horses come on and go from being babies and seeing them train and come on and seeing how amazing Carl and Charlotte have been, at producing these horses again and again and again.
What would you do what would your process be for getting a nice neat tail? At the top where you neaten up the top of the tail so you don't have a bob brush.
There's a lot of tools now that have a blade on them. You can just gently comb through them. But what you need to do is not do it right before a show, because that can be very traumatic. For me as well, if it doesn't go right. So I tend to start doing it sort of like weeks before the show, so I do a little bit at a time and just comb it through with one of those grooming blades. You can get them here, I've seen them somewhere.
Yeah.
But do it gradually, and so it sort of layers it and it doesn't come out really cut.
That's the mistake I've made.
Yeah.
I'm guessing not to use clippers either.
You can. I have done that with the dressage. If they really hate having their tails pulled or plucked or anything, you can, but you need to be really careful about the angle of the clippers, how you do it. And I tend to go quite close at the back of the tail, and then almost do it that way with the blade coming down, so it doesn't look quite so cut.
Yeah.
And then you can have it fine, and then it looks a little bit more natural.
I did attempt to do that, but I think I did too much too soon.
Yeah, a little bit at a time because you can't stick it back on. So, and don't do it right before the show. It's like trimming manes. People talk about trimming manes. Bellago had a really fine, thin mane, so I used to have to trim it with the scissors because otherwise there'd be nothing there. And he didn't like it being pulled anyway, so I used to back comb and then trim it. And I did make the mistake of doing it right before a show one time, and then it was really difficult. Clapping him, and it was very traumatic. So don't do it right before the show. Do it. What I tend to do is sometimes I will trim them after the show, so then it starts to grow back a little bit, and then it looks a little bit more natural before the next competition.
I think we can all keep asking advice for hours, but we are going to have to finish. Can we have a round of applause, please, for Alan and Martha?
Thank you. Glad to see you all.
And it's been absolutely wonderful to make a network that feels like a family. You know, the Cool Ridings members support each other at shows, support me at shows, and have been invited to training with British Eventing in January, for example. If things are growing in a really positive way, we're getting recognised by the brands that you see here on the screen, and supported by the Moo, Cool Ridings, Howden Insurance, Aria. Big brands that want to stand with us. Just gives us that, it's hard to have a sense of belonging in a sport when you don't see riders like you. So to know that big brands stand with us and our missions is powerful. Yeah, so I've been able to create some training events for us to enjoy together, and as a black rider, it's powerful to ride with other black riders. I've been able to see that excitement on members' faces for the first time. You know, in their 30s, they've never ridden with anybody that looks like them, and it makes me feel quite emotional inside now that that's the case.
About being an influencer, about social media, we have a wonderful panel, so I'm going to get straight to it. Please welcome our panel led by Rhea Freeman.
Thank you very much for being here today. I'm sure you're all here for me. Not the fabulous four ladies to the right of me, that's correct. So I thought what would be good to start with is we get all of them to have a little chat about why they started being influencers, why they started their social media accounts and how that's grown. Then I've got a follow-up question. I've actually got loads of questions to ask them myself, but this isn't about me, this is about you. So please start thinking about the questions, then we'll have a raise of hands and I'll see how many calories I can burn in the next 45 minutes. So, Georgia, can you talk to us a bit about you, your account, and why you started on this journey?
Yeah, of course. So, I never meant to do this. This was not ever a plan for me. I started out on YouTube many moons ago, and it was just a little bit of a hobby. So my channel is actually called Little Pet Channel, and it was nothing to do with horses initially. I wanted to be a vet, so I was like, I'm just going to make some videos of all my animals. And I've always ridden all my life, and then it just grew. Yeah, there was no plan. I just absolutely loved filming with my animals, and I just did more and more. And then when I went to university, I was riding for show jumpers, and I started filming that, and it became all about my horses. And it just kind of grew into this thing. So YouTube's still my biggest platform. And then, as you do, I discovered everything else, like the world of TikTok and Instagram. And then about 5 years ago was when I really started working with a lot of brands and branching out. And then now I actually have my own social media management business, and I work with brands doing that. So I always say this was never the plan, I was meant to be a vet. But this is what I fell into, and I absolutely love it.
Thank you very much. Georgia, Esme, who I don't think anyone here is going to know you. But can you talk to us about how you got started and why?
Yeah, sure. So my name's Esme. I'm the creator of the social media accounts This Esme. So I started YouTube back in like 2015. I actually used to watch Georgia's like rabbit videos and small pets and things back in the day. So for me, YouTube, I kind of started by accident. So I come from a non-horsey background, and My second pony, Casper, he wasn't the easiest pony, let's just say that. So for me, I used YouTube to document my progress with him. I'd always get my dad to like film my rides, because something that we were really working on was he would always get the wrong canter lead and canter right, so I had to try and like teach my family like when you got it right and that kind of thing. So I would upload videos to YouTube because at the time my phone wasn't very good. It would always run out of storage, so for me putting videos on YouTube was kind of like for me to be able to save those videos and know that they were in a safe place. And first off, like, I just had my friends and family watching my videos, and then one summer I thought, you know what, I come from a non-horsey background, how about I do a tutorial on how to tack up a horse? And that's when I first started getting people that, you know, weren't my immediate friends and family watching. And I really had a passion for video making and storytelling, and since then my channel has grown. I think it was the summer after my GCSE exams. I had not really much to do, just playing at home with ponies, filming videos, and I'm so lucky to say that over time it's grown into my full-time job. So I'm really appreciative of all of you for watching my videos, because if it wasn't for you I wouldn't be here today.
Amazing. Di.
So I am nothing like these guys. I'm just a very normal person with a relatively normal job. I started social media just at the beginning of the COVID pandemic. I'm a major trauma consultant, and there was a big gap in sort of safety and what people were doing after people had had equestrian injury. So I decided it would probably be better to educate the equestrians to keep them a bit safer. So it kind of grew and grew and grew. So yeah, but I have horses, and they regularly feature, and they're probably more popular than I am, but yeah, all good.
We all love Winnie and Sid. Lydia.
Sure, I was documenting my progress with horses that I was aiming for different competitions as a teenager. You know, looking back at the unaffiliated competitions I used to go to is so heartwarming now. You know, we all have a time hop feature. It says 10 years ago you were doing this, and you know, I really like to look back on that and see how far we've come. So that's how it started, and finding people that I resonate with through Cool Ridings now has added an extra layer to my use of social media. The community we're growing and the group chats that we have, full of kind of knowledge sharing and non-judgment, is powerful, and I'm looking to continue and grow with that community. And it's an awesome way to find sponsors that have a similar ethos to us as well. So that's my main use for social media now.
Amazing, thank you. Quite different people, quite different accounts. What advice would you give somebody that wants to be an influencer or wants to grow their social media? But what would be a really useful piece of advice? Because it is a funny world we live in, and there's lots of interesting things going on, and I think it's important to give really good advice that's going to help people. Georgia.
Be yourself. If you try and be someone else, it won't work. And you will find your people. The people who follow you will follow you because they like you. You don't need to be anything else. And yeah, just be loyal to yourself, be true to yourself, and be yourself.
Great. Lydia.
That was precisely what I was going to say, George. A great answer. Authenticity. Got to be yourself, and your people will find you. I know that I feel very lucky to have found my people through social media, and yeah, I recommend that you stay authentic to what you believe in.
I can't say anything different. I completely agree. Just be yourself. You will find the people that align with you, and then you can sort of enjoy the journey alongside them. So yeah, just stay who you are, and then you can't go wrong.
And last but definitely not least, Esme.
So I was also going to say what these ladies also said with being yourself, but I think also like a really important part is to enjoy yourself. If you're not enjoying the content that you're making, then the people watching it can really see that. So also it is a lot of hard work, and you really do have to love it to be able to keep up. And I always think of social media kind of like a bit of a hamster wheel. You just got to keep on going at it, and if you enjoy it, then that makes it easy.
Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you for all your fabulous questions. Sorry I was not quick enough to get around to all of you. Esme, you're on, and you're having a short break, aren't you? And then are you back on?
Yes, I am. So if you want to stick around.
Definitely do that. In 15 minutes. Are you on at 1:45?
Yes, I believe so.
Excellent. So we're very much your warmer packed.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, ladies. Thank you everyone who's come along and watched and asked brilliant questions. And yeah, thank you very much.